You know, and I continue to appreciate Gary and Steve and the whole caregiver organization for what they're doing for caregivers, for the awareness they're bringing, for the hearts they have for caregivers, and for bringing conferences like this to Nashville. And I think we need to just thank them for that. You know, I really am blessed to be with you today. There's only about 4 things you need to know about me. Number 1, I am a 6th-generation Middle Tennessean. My family's been in Tennessee a long time. I'm a 4th-generation independent pharmacist. My family's been an independent pharmacist for 4 generations in Rutherford County. There's not many of us left out there. I am married with 3 kids. I, like a lot of men, married way out of my league. I'm convinced when my wife married me, she was convinced I was Mr. Right. She just didn't know my first name was Always. I've got 5 core values that really shape who I am. I'm very committed to my faith. I'm committed to my family. I'm committed to my career, committed to service, and I'd like to believe I'm committed to my health, even though my son this last weekend told me I needed to go on a diet. I said, why do I need to go on a diet? He said, well, Dad, your shadow's getting so much bigger, and whenever we go to the beach this year, I said, you're going to be putting off too much shade. So I'd like to believe I'm going to be committed to my health. Let me tell you, one of the main reasons I'm here. 2006, summer of 2006, I get a phone call from a customer, does business with my pharmacy for years. She said, Shane, I want to come sit down with you and talk to you about my mom and her meds. So she shows up. Mom's about 83. They come into the pharmacy and they spread out 21 medications on the counter in front of me from 6 different doctors. And she looked at me and she said, Shane, I'm spending about 2 hours a week, if not more, trying to organize Mom's meds. At least that much. She says, we are drowning in drugs. And then she asked a question that stuck with me ever since then. She said this. She said, is more really better? And I said, no. More money's better. More chocolate's better. But not more medication. We need to be smarter and simpler and safer with our medication. And because of interactions just like that, it transformed the way I look at 2 things. Number 1, medications are life-saving chemicals. But you know what else they are? They can be life-ending chemicals. They can be life-changing chemicals. Medications are a wonderful healthcare tool when used appropriately. The second thing is this. If you don't have a pharmacist in your life, a personal, professional, clinical relationship with the pharmacist in your life that can help you navigate the world of pharmacy, you're missing out. In pharmacy circles, when we get together in conferences, we have a little story we often talk about. It's called the medication merry-go-round, which is basically this. You go to see your doctor because your stomach was bothering you a little bit, and he puts you on a medication for your stomach, and all of a sudden you notice a week later you can't sleep. So then you go back to your doctor and you start taking something for sleep, and about a week later all of a sudden you notice for some reason you're having headaches. Then you start taking something for headaches, and a week or 2 later you notice you're congested. And next thing you know, you look up and you go back in because your stomach's bothering you again. So you got this merry-go-round, and really and truly, you just get to taking medications interact with everything. Everything. Grapefruit, licorice, milk, everything.
How do you determine what's age and what's medication interaction? Because I talk to my pharmacists all the time. When I turned 30, I went through changes. When I turned 50, I went through changes. My mom turned 76. She's going through changes. So how do you determine what's normal development age-wise from medication interaction?
Well, she used the word normal development. I use it a lot of times. If it's medication, it's abrupt. Sometimes it is. I mean, you'll just see an abrupt change. Usually if it's age-related, it's a little more, a slow progression. Not always, though. There is no there's no silver bullet in determining that.
And I'll tell you something. My 76-year-old mother cut the tape. She would never want anyone to know. My 76-year-old mother is sharper than me and my brother put together. So, well, that's not really saying much, but I'm just saying.
In 2008, we spent $177 billion in America on people taking their medications wrong. And that's the amount of money that we spent on people going to hospitals. 700,000 times went to emergency rooms. 50,000 people died. We've got a real problem with people taking their medications wrong in America today. So the one thing I would encourage you to do, if you didn't do anything else, is to go out and to try to build a relationship with a pharmacist. At our table, we've got a thing called the 7 questions you should ask your pharmacist. And you know what the number 1 question on the page is? What is this medication used for? You know why I put that on there? Let me tell you why. There's a huge lawsuit right now in the country. A young lady was pregnant. She walked into her pharmacy. She got a prenatal vitamin called Materna. Plain old prenatal vitamin is all it was. She walked into her pharmacy. She picked up, to get this prescription picked up, turned in the prescription. She actually got dispensed a drug called Matulane, which is a chemo agent for Hodgkin's disease. I saw the prescriptions. They looked exactly the same. It was written for Materna. It looked like Matulane. If she just would have said, what is this medication used for? That somebody would have said, well, this is a chemo agent. She said, well, my goodness, I'm supposed to be taking a prenatal vitamin. So my advice to you is this. Get a relationship with the pharmacist and get serious about that. And these questions are great as far as taking care of yourself. But God bless. It's good to be part of this panel.